call the final budget hearing of the City of Apopka, September 25th, to order. We will bring up Resolution 2024-32.
Resolution 2024-32, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, setting the millage levy for fiscal year 2024-25.
Thank you. Just want to give you a brief overview of how we got to this point for the final budget hearing. Starting with the general fund, we started out with 97.8 million, using 8.1 in reserves. We added 1.7 in to increase the millage by 0.25 for the firefighters union, and another 0.25 increase, adding an additional 1.7 to add additional funds to the streets funds. We increased our revenue estimates by 117,000. And due to the changes I'm going to go over in the next slide, we did have a reduction in the use of reserves. This is a list of those changes that we have discussed at the various workshops and the various meetings and the previous budget hearings. Okay. At the last first budget hearing, there was an additional change that was requested for about $10,000 to go into the city clerk's budget for the, what do they call it?
Special election
Special
for
election
the charter.
for the charter review. So we did factor that in. Okay. Doesn't change the millage rate, which is still what we at the 4.6876 is what we set it at, and this is the final setting, and we're recommending the same 4.6876. In regards to the street fund, same information shared previously. The 1.7 is going to increase the maintenance sidewalks, curb repairs, paving, and resurfacing program. About 1.2, and that additional 10 will go there as well. For one, we did the rate increase at the previous meeting. We settled on the 23.75, and that's the budget there, the 32.8 million. In regards to the CRA budget, nothing has changed as approved by the CRA committee. We're still at the 4.5. And those are the details for that budget. This is a summary of the positions, full-time and part-time positions, going from 652 to the 728. We added one in mid-year, was the sanitation position that we came here as a budget amendment. We have 75 new positions. A lot of those are part-time. Majority of those are part-time and funded by the Parks and Rec through the new programs that they have. This is a summary of each department at the 201, 720, 799. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions for Blanche? Okay. Anybody?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm looking at the FY 24-25. We're adding, in Parks and Recreation, we're adding 27.
No, it's 40 part-time and 9 full-time.
Oh, okay.
And as for the programs that were added in the budget and approved in the budget, and basically Radley has shared in his budget presentations and other additional communications how those are funded, and the revenue coming in will cover those positions.
Yeah, one of the big ones is the summer camp we'll have going on at Apopka Middle and Wheatley. So a lot of the part-times will be that summer program.
Mm-hmm.
Will those be coming from Career Source or
No.
who's no?
Yeah, this is completely different.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. We normally have a part-time positions in the budget for Parks and Rec for seasonal.
Do you need Bradley to come up, or you?
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I can.
And the other ones are 10 for police, and the other ones are small, 1 and 2 here and there.
Are we still getting a CRA executive? I still feel like the CRA needs its own executive director.
That's not factored in the CRA budget, but it's something you can potentially bring up at the CRA committee because that's where it starts.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will do that.
Mhm.
And but we're still keeping the assistant for
Yes.
the public service director, And transportation, do we
Yes,
still
ma'am.
have transportation director also?
With transportation coordinator, yes.
And, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions for Blanche? Okay, anybody from the public wish to speak on millage? Okay, if not, close the public
Rod
hearing.
is coming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mayor, Commissioners, Rod Olson, 3156 Rolling Hills Lane. Some of this you heard before, but I do have questions with regard to the millage rate because it's based on, in my opinion, a flawed budget. Example, our lack of infrastructure, our roads and sidewalk conditions, the CRA, we had to do an extension. Millage rate increase was due to deferred maintenance. Utility increase due to deferred maintenance. Every city council meeting, we're moving money around. Not increasing staff to install water meters, and yet we're proposing 4 staff to oversee 12 tennis and pickleball courts. And most importantly, the fact that only 3 department heads in the initial go-arounds could answer affirmatively that they had what they needed in the budget. Thank you.
Anybody else? Goes. All right, we'll close the public hearing. And then I don't have the specific language though.
Just need a motion.
That's all we need.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve resolution.
Okay, I need a motion to approve resolution number 2024-32, setting the millage levy for the fiscal year 24-25 at 4.6876.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Smith,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up, resolution 2024-33.
Resolution number 2024-33. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting the annual budget for the general fund, special revenue funds, and enterprise funds for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before we jump into this, I just want to note that Attorney Cliff Shepard is not present at this meeting for budget and millage rate increase, and because of that, he's not here to counsel us or answer any questions for us. So with that in mind, I think it's best that I recuse myself from this part of the agenda, and I'll fill out any paperwork I need, City Clerk, in the coming days. I'm going to leave the room so that there's no impropriety or anything in that capacity. And Mr. Smith, if you can come get me from the hallway when this is done so I can be here for public comment. Thank you.
Okay. Should I proceed? Yeah. On September 18th, City Council adopted a tentative budget for fiscal year 24-25. And on September 22nd, the proposed FY 24-25 annual budget summary was published in the Orlando Sentinel. In accordance with the truth and millage statutory requirements, the city must adopt an annual budget prior to the beginning of each fiscal year. The total proposed budget for all funds is balanced at $201,720,799. This represents an increase of $35,891,811, or 21.6% from FY 23-24.
Okay, any questions for Blanche on the budget? Okay, anybody from the public wishes to speak on the budget? And, Deputy Chief Miller, can you grab, or somebody grab? Commissioner
No,
Wexton?
not until after the vote.
Well, I thought he wanted for public comment.
But I think he's talking about public comment after the vote.
After the vote.
There's no public
There's no
comment
public
after
comment
the
after the
vote.
vote.
This is it.
This is
I
it.
don't think
Yeah,
he
there's-
wanted to be in here during the vote.
Well-
It's
Well, he-
my understanding.
He would probably have to step out after public comment then. I think he just had it in the wrong order.
Okay.
So,
There's no public comment on this. This is it. I mean, if you got public comment, it's now before we do the vote, so. We're not doing public comment. No.
it's a public comment after the vote.
Public comment period after the vote, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, public comment after the
All
vote.
right. Okay.
Yeah, there's
I
public
didn't-
comment after the vote.
So is it now or later?
Yeah, you can do both, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right. Rod Olson, 3156 Rolling Hills Lane, Apopka. Just in general, with regard to the budget, I feel that there's a lack of accountability. There's no face-to-face monthly review by the department heads, holding people accountable. I don't believe it answers the three questions I've been asking throughout. Does the current proposed budget, meet the core essentials needed? 2, does the current budget reflect removal of non-essential duplicate items or waste? And 3, does the current proposed budget reflect everything you need to meet the taxpayers' requirements? Back in July, I sent each of you an email. I've only heard back from Commissioner Nesta, but I had 8 points there, and I want to repeat them now. Increase the development fees, noting Oviedo's unanimous approval to increase fees, so the developers start paying for what we're having to pay for. Creating a citizens committee to review the budget financials to make recommendations for the next budget cycle to make for a more realistic budget. 3, establishing monthly department head financial performance review for better accountability. 4, you present a monthly budget performance update at City Council. 5, ensure the accuracy of our water meters. 6, establish Camp Weewa action plan. 7, provide a new budget plan allowing for reasonable time for commissioner and taxpayer input. And 8, establish a 20-year strategic plan. Without direction, goals, and objectives, we just continue to tread water. We will be holding you accountable for budget performance. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, close the public hearing. Look for a motion to adopt the annual budget for fiscal year 24-25.
So I am voting nay on that. And I did sit with our chief administrator this morning for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I explained why I felt that our budget was, I could not vote for the budget. And I gave him the list of why I
Oh,
could.
so there's a list then?
Well,
okay.
I did give
City
it to him
administrator.
verbally, yeah. I did give it to him. I'll type it out and send it to him.
Okay.
After the meeting.
Okay.
So I'm voting no on the budget.
Okay.
So you ready for a motion?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so move.
Got a motion by Commissioner Smith,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
All opposed? One opposed with one abstention.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Next up, public comment. All right, if there's no public comment, we'll,
Well,
Wait till he comes
Commissioner
back in.
Nesta will come in. He already said he would. Are you speaking after public comment?
okay. All right, we'll close. Meeting adjourned.